Hey, it's love to be loved. Always love to be loved. And I'd like to talk to you about an experience I had on Uber, where the Uber driver picked up a passenger, and he was talking about um, uh, Hillary and Trump, and that how they both were bad, but he'd much rather have Hillary than Trump. And I can understand that because of how media has been and will always be, where they manipulate people, give them enough information so that it will cause an emotional reaction for people to either choose one side or the other. Uh, and so, because I understood that, I didn't have a problem with him. I disagreed with his decision, but I didn't have a problem with it. What I had a problem with was one of the reasons why he wanted Hillary instead of Trump. And that reason was, he said, Hillary took a bunch of emails and deleted them. And he said that, well, I don't understand what the big deal was. That really wasn't, so what? And I thought to myself, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know where you got your information from. I don't know if someone told you that it was, or whatever. I don't know what his basis was, so that's just pure speculation on my end, and I don't want to speculate why someone formed an opinion. And so, but I do want to share of what was so wrong with what Hillary did, and why that alone should disqualify her to be president. No, don't get me wrong. I don't want Trump to be president either. I'm not voting for either one of them. And I will reveal in another video of why I don't like Trump and why I don't want him to be president and who I'm choosing to be president. Uh, but right now I'm going to focus on just this one subject of why Hillary Clinton is disqualified to be president. Okay, let's get into it. Now, we all know that Hillary is a smart woman. Hold on just one moment. Let there be light. Anyways, um, that Hillary's a smart woman. That she graduated at the top of her class in college and in law school. That she was a lawyer. She was a very good lawyer. Matter of fact, let's just say she got people off that shouldn't have got off. I don't know too much about her political career, but as we all know that she was the First Lady. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because she started to understand how the federal government worked. She started to understand policies and and the things you do and the things you don't do, and how do you manipulate people to do stuff, and how to protect information, and how to keep people from finding out things from you. I mean, they are already starting to do that already, but now it's on a very large scale. She also started to understand foreign policy and how foreign governments worked, and a lot, a lot of these things that you people already know. But I'm trying to set up. I'm heading somewhere with this to establish something so you understand how ridiculous the next step is. Then, of course, she became senator. And not only was she now aware of policies and how the government worked, it was actually her job to understand how certain things work. And so, with that, from the time from college up until she became senator, it actually qualified her to be one of a good choice to be, as far as her resume was concerned, to be a good choice to be the Secretary of State. Now, whether you agree with her character or not, whether you agree that that was a good choice based on how she is as a person, that's a whole different discussion. But as far as her political career, she had a really good understanding, and there's a lot of things she didn't have to be briefed on to know what to do and not to do, and she proved herself to be competent. And that was one of the main things she did at her first campaign, and that she's doing now. That she has experience, that she's competent, and that she can handle several different problems at once, and she can prioritize things and know what to take care of. Move to have someone in that cabinet that already had the ins and outs of certain things that was going on, and to already have inside information that she can bring over to the president, and that they can coordinate together. You know, there was a lot involved with that decision. And here's where the irony comes in. This is where it gets kind of crazy. You have this smart, competent woman that understands the importance of protecting information, especially with all this, and that she was accused of being a part of. That she's learned how to protect information for her selfish reasons and for obvious reasons of national security, or at least the security of certain government agencies. If not the entire nation, at least certain parts of the government, or the government as a whole, or whatever variety you want to throw in there. She understood that. And all of a sudden, that person who was very competent at her job, had an understanding the importance of protecting information. All of a sudden, the FBI is investigating her for that very thing that she was good at doing. And first it starts out that she wasn't briefed on certain ways, on certain things, on how to know if something was confidential or top secret. That she wasn't briefed on how to send that information and how to send those types of emails. Or she couldn't remember certain protocols or certain things that she had to do in order to send that email. And so, in conclusion, the FBI agreed. They agreed that she was ignorant on how to handle information and how to keep it protected, and that it wasn't her fault that it got hacked into, that she just simply made a mistake because of ignorance. And what was the other thing? I can't pinpoint it. What was the other thing that they told her? Oh yeah, that she sucked at her job. Well, they didn't say that, but that's how I interpreted it. They said that she was incompetent. And to me, that means you suck at your job. So, I want to understand something. How can you suck at your job if you're qualified? If you're a competent person and you have all this experience, how can you suck at that job? I don't understand. I mean, that's what the FBI said. And they're pretty much agreeing with you until, oh, wait a minute, you changed it to, well, I am competent. It's just that what happened was, here's the real story. This is what really happened, is that it was just easier for me to stick with one device and not switch to another device. And that, yeah, it was just easier that way. It was more convenient for me to use the normal servers that everyone else uses for email, instead of using the highly secured, highly protected servers of sending top secret information and sending confidential information to whoever she needed to send it to. So, national security, screw you. People that could be potentially harmed or killed, oh, screw you. You know, I don't know what was on. I'm exaggerating. I have no proof that that information could have caused people to die. But we do know this, that she sent confidential, sensitive, and at least 4 times that we know about, top secret information. And she did it in a way that made it easy for others, including other countries, to hack into that email and retrieve information that was top secret and confidential. That's a fact. There's no disputing that. That she made it easier for people to hack into her email. Because why? Because it was inconvenient for her to be competent. That's what happened. That it was inconvenient to be competent. She didn't care about national security. She didn't care about information being used in a negative way, however it would be used. She didn't care who got a hold of that, who potentially could have got a hold of that information, because it was inconvenient for her to be competent. So because of that alone, you are disqualified, not just from your job, but you're definitely disqualified of having a job to appoint someone for that job and other jobs in the government that will work with you and for you. You are disqualified just like Trump, you're fired, disqualified, fine. If there's not enough evidence to show that you were criminally negligent at the very least, then I disqualify you, Miss Clinton, from being president, because obviously you can't handle being president, because certain protocols, certain things you're supposed to do as president would be inconvenient for you. All right, before I have an aneurysm or a stroke or a heart attack, I'm going to stop right there. And I will explain why I don't like Trump. I will explain, eventually I'll explain why I'm not going to vote for Trump, and I'm going to tell you who I want to be president, or who I'm going to vote for. So this is Love to be Loved. Always love to be loved. And be blessed. And bye.